Yeah, Pawn ain't bullshitting.
Not at all. And I love it. Not at all. And I love it. Shit. Hey, I'm proud of him. Shit. It's been a long time coming. Man, for real, for him. It's been a long time coming. Like,
So how'd you get introduced to Pawn?
ooh, Zen for mid range.
Uh-huh.
That was a whole era, bro. That was a whole era.
So what year we talking?
We're talking maybe 2013 to about 2007. That's when I was there.
Okay. So you talking about the light
But I
skin
was there
skinny
before
cat?
that. Huh?
Was it light skin skinny cat?
Yeah.
I think that's the first video I seen you
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
Him. I think he was in the grass.
It's kind
or
of
some
funny
shit
coming up.
Yeah.
Or
Might
like,
have been in the grass
or was
or
it Shut the Fuck Up?
It was a Halloween special. That was
Halloween
the very
special.
First video I done.
Oh, yeah.
That was when I
You
took
show
them
right.
Halloween. I started producing for them and recording them, and
Yeah.
ended up leading into E at mid range.
Yeah.
That was wild. I thought you just told him to shut the fuck up. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
No. We're talking.
I know what you was like. Shut the fuck up. I'm like, what the?
It was a song that Zen did called "Shut the Fuck Up." I think I think you did shoot that video.
I didn't shoot that one. No, that was before I actually read it to Zen.
I think Jew shot that video.
Yeah, Jew shot it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Jew at that time, Jew was the man of the town.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody went to Jew.
I shot
Before everybody started going to LB. Let's be real about it.
Black Palms, LB, it's a lot.
Black Palms, LB. It was you. It was a whole bunch of people at that point.
Yeah, Skrill.
Yeah, Skrilla. I think Billy Hughes was one of them too. And there was Alpha. I think there was Alpha something.
Yeah. Alpha. I don't remember her name now, but it was.
Alpha Omega.
Alpha Omega.
Yes, Alpha Omega.
My homie
That's the
Chris
one.
worked with him. Chris Hansen. What did I? Oh my god! I should have brought a jar. How do I start it off with? Anyway,
Man.
Kool-Aid, right?
Okay. Here we go.
What? How you making it? What goes in first?
Oh man, the water.
The water?
The
You
water.
want water first, nigga? Cool. Then
No, I
what?
was just messing with you.
No, you serious? All right, let's
No.
hear. Let's hear. How you doing it?
No, I do the sugar first, then the pack.
Sugar packet, then water.
Yeah,
What's the science to not putting the packet first over the sugar?
I usually measure.
Gotcha. Okay. You flew past that. Let's go. $50,000,
Okay.
or you can flip a coin to get a muley.
You should just give me the 50.
Why?
Got quick things to catch up on. It's real life out here. Let's be real.
So you wouldn't even think once about like flipping a coin to get a million.
No, I'd rather have that 50 right then and there. I ain't got time to take chances. I gotta make right decisions.
Interesting. This boy's serious. This nigga came in he's not bullshitting with you at all, Nick B. How you doing, man? It's an honor for you to be here. I mean, been a long time coming.
Yes. Yes, it has.
2019, we reached out to somebody in your camp reached out somehow and was trying to get you on the pod.
Oh yeah, shout out to the big homie Bigger. Yeah, that's my brother.
And whatever, it didn't work out, but everything's full circle.
We here, bro.
We got more shit to talk about now.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a
Definitely.
lot easier. So back then, what would you even talk about back then compared to now?
I was doing a lot of healing, so I wasn't really talking much. And if I was talking, of course, everybody know my social media was acting stupid. Well, I was acting stupid on social media. Let's be real about it. But like, I was healing, bro, and making stupid decisions along the way, like most people do. So I was trying to get myself back together, and that's a continuous thing. You don't really stop doing that
Right.
ever in life. You can have all the wisdom in the world, and you still don't know much.
Within trying to heal, do you think being on social media was
No, it was
the
a dumb,
greatest?
no, it was a dumb decision.
I'm not gonna say it's a dumb decision because you know it.
No, looking
Your
back,
yesterday's to help you today. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So
like I kind of like I, I had an epiphany the other day that I can't keep putting my feelings inside of my phone because there was times where I was always in it. I was always on Facebook scrolling, looking up shit on Google, looking up shit on YouTube, and like just kind of like wasting my brain away. Shit was crazy. Like there was a time where like I just couldn't do shit without my phone, and I had to break that because there's things around me that I need to take care of.
where do you think that came from? To where you have to be on the phone like that?
Dependability. I had this crazy mindset that I couldn't depend on nobody, even if they did pull through, because there have been people that have did that, didn't pull through, and it'd be serious situations, and I'm traumatized about it, and then I gotta rethink again and try again. And like after losing so much, you start to take out that frustration on things you shouldn't. And my phone was that. I was pretty much glued to it, my eyes glued to it. Couldn't do much. Couldn't do much of anything to stop me. Till I just was like, you know what? Nah, I can't be doing this no more. So I put the phone down. I only check it if it's for real notifications or if I'm making a Facebook post or something like that. I don't really do much on it now, for real. Might play a game on it every once in a while. That's about it.
Do you think that hindered or it helped your music?
It doesn't hinder my music at all. See, music is in my blood, bro. Like, there's not a person in my family on my dad's side specifically. They either play an instrument, they either sing, they're songwriters. Like, pretty much pick your poison. That's how my family is. So I was singing at 8. Probably before that, but 8 was when my mom caught me singing on the balcony of our apartment.
Singing what?
I was singing the Kirk Franklin album that just came out, Melodies from Heaven. I was singing that.
Rain down on me, huh? She heard you.
Man, she heard me outside and I was belting that shit too.
Did she join?
No, she shocked me because I did not know she was behind me. So she kind of startled me. I didn't know she was behind me, and I just clammed up. After that, I didn't sing. After that, I didn't sing for a minute. I would take a whooping before I would sing for anybody. It took my auntie talking to me singing in front of the church. She had a conversation with me, telling me to use my gift that God gave me. And I was like, you know what, auntie, I'll do it for you. Okay. So I got up there and killed it, of course. And then after that, the fear of singing in front of people subsided, but stage fright was at an all-time high because now I can't fuck up at all. So I didn't perform again for a long time. Then I got into dancing, like pop locking and shit like that. Joined Alvin Ailey for a stint, and then that was the summer camp. I was still in school. After the summer camp, I was in their youth group. I was doing that with them for a while, but I was going to Purcell too. I went to Purcell Academy, and I went there for a dance. And then the next year, at the second half of the after Christmas break, I tried out for vocal music and I got in. So music has always been in me. Like I have like Sully, for example. I had previous studio experience through somebody named Big John. He is where I recorded my first 5 tracks ever in life. And after that, I got rid of the studio shyness. Like it just naturally came along, and I was learning at an accelerated rate. It was crazy.
What about the writing? Was the writing always there as well?
The writing
with the delivery.
The delivery took work because I talk different. So I fell into, there was one point where I fell into, look, just write how you talk. So I started writing how I talked, and it started to flow a little easier. Then I wanted to be clever, so I started studying the greats. I started studying people that I looked up to. Ooh, excuse me. I started studying Tech Nine for one. He's one of the reasons why I fell in love with hip hop. So there's that.
What about him made you fall in love with it? Out of everybody, it could have been.
Because he was from here.
And the reason I say that because you sound usually when it's an influence, you kind of you sound nothing. I would have never grasped that. I would have thought Ron.
Now, we'll get into that in a minute because I get compared to him so much. It's crazy. But with Tech Nine, I always loved the way he worded things. Like, nobody in the town was talking like Tech Nine. I wanted to be that. I achieved it because I don't think there's not really a soul in the town talking like I am. There really isn't. But everybody talks different. Everybody's pen is different. And I had to humble myself because there was a point where I was like cocky as hell, and a lot of that stemmed from 1048. It's personal too. So like, I was just like, okay, I can get you. That's where Words Part 1 came from. By the way, your rebuttal was funny as hell.
Actually, yeah, we talked about that too.
Hey, but that's honestly why I reached back out to you, because nobody else responded. I was hoping more people would have responded, but you did. But you did it in such a clever way. You really thought it out. And that's one of the reasons why I reached out, because it was like, yo, I like what he's doing. I like how he did it. He was the only one to actually respond, and just on some battle shit. And it'd be dope. And nobody got shot and nobody got fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's art. We must appreciate it as that.
You brought it up. I don't want to have to talk about this. This is something, it was 5 years ago, right? You You had a slow death. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, not a slow death.
You said something that it kind of threw me out. You said you heard her bite down and twist it to Young Broadway. I'm like, that was a
Oh,
super pause.
you talking about
The
that
battle
battle?
with
Woo-wee. Man, hey.
The
That
thing
was
is,
my first battle ever.
You gotta
That was my first battle
I gotta catch
ever.
that fade again because what I think that'd be a super fire battle between y'all because y'all got two different styles.
Yeah.
But both of y'all pins is crazy.
Man,
y'all do
yo.
it different. So
Man.
I feel like if you had
If we gonna talk about Broadway, let's talk about Broadway, cause that nigga crazy.
I know I've seen it for 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But your stuff was not bad though. I feel like if you delivered it, it's your first one, just like you said. But
It was my very first one. I
that's something
choked
you
up
could
on the
dabble in,
verse,
man.
man. But see, I wanted to, and there
Let's
was a
rewind
point.
this, my bad, not to cut you off. It's hard for me to remember a verse.
Mhm.
How hard is that to pen some dope shit and have to remember that? How hard is that for you though? Because it seemed like it come easy for most battle rappers. It seemed like, but because you do a lot of everything, bro. So it's like, yeah, let me throw my hat over here.
Mhm.
How hard was that? Pause.
It was moderately difficult.
Really?
Yeah, because stepping into a battle space like that, you have to understand, like, it came from poetry first. So, I used to write poetry.
And perform it?
I performed one time. It just didn't sit right with me. So, and at that time, I was bouncing back and forth between rap and poetry anyway. So, it was it was a struggle for me because I really wanted to rap too, because I was good at it. I was very good at it, and like, I don't know. I just really wanted to be different from everybody else, because when I listened at that point in time to a lot of KC music, it all started to sound the same. Everybody wanted to sound like Rich to some degree. Everybody wanted to sound like Ron Ron to some degree. Everybody wanted to sound like Kiwi to some degree. It was always a copycat somewhere.
I don't think it's a copycat. It's more.
Let's be real about it, bro.
Jordan's great, right?
Jordan's
I want to
great.
fade away. Yeah, I don't want to copy, but you do this great. I want to. You know what I'm saying? I want to be great. So I don't think people. It might be some people that actually deliberately copied. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I find it more as respect. You know what I mean? If somebody sound like somebody, or say I said a bar, you said, I'm like, fuck, I said this. He said this shit, but it's out of more of like the respect I have for
Yeah.
him. Than cop. I think majority of that be that. To me, that's just what I think.
I think it's more KC artists trying to be uniform, trying to find their own sound. Because now, back then, at first, it was just like mob shit, West Coast. You didn't really hear any industry sounding music like that coming out of KC. It was only a select few, and the real people that were doing it were underground. Nobody knew a fucking thing. So like, at that point in time, like, it was also a lot of gatekeepers too. People didn't want people to get on.
So you probably more versed in that. So I wasn't around for like the Kansas City politics even back then.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even have knew that exists. Back then, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, it was a mess back then too. Shit. Any rapper, any artist could tell you. Like shit was always fucked up.
So when did you get comfortable with okay, my raps is on point now, my delivery is there, I'm him. Now I'm him.
That happened. That happened when I was around 14. I knew what I was capable of already lyrically. I kind of already knew the lane that I was walking in. I'm a puncher at heart. I'm always good for like I love puns. I love dad jokes. I like good comedy, and I always had a high vocabulary. So I used that, and it just added more to the arsenal. After that, I was like, yeah, okay, now let's hone it. I did a lot of like basement music, shit like that. Everybody goes through that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know
That's
what I'm saying?
That's where it starts.
That's where it starts.
That's
You know
where
what
it
I'm saying?
starts, man.
Did a lot of the basement music. I had my own setup, I had my own quote unquote setup in my room using Sony Acid and the microphone on the laptop itself. Like my first, I've been in it for a minute. My first beat was made on a PlayStation game called MTV Music Generator 3. At first it was just using what was there as far as their loops are concerned and whatnot. But then I was just scrolling through the game, and then I found out that you can make your own loops. I said, oh, really?
What made you even want to get to the beats, though?
My dad was a music collector, and he put me on so much music, from Ohio Players down to Chick Corea. He actually named me after Jean-Luc Monroe.
Seen that.
Yeah, so he really instilled the music in me. And my mother, she could sing too. So every morning before I went to school, or every morning when we were about to clean on a Saturday, he'd slap on the record, or he'd slap on the tape, or he had a setup where he could burn his tapes on CDs, like he was really into the shit. So that's where a lot of it came from, listening to all those different styles of music, rock, jazz, R&B, blues. I really love the blues. Trip hop, gospel. I was heavy in the gospel for a minute, especially Dawkins and Dawkins. You know, I had that whole Focus album, which was fire, so good. I'm young and I'm not even really like, I'm going more off of feeling, because I can't read music. I can only like play by ear, but I also see music too.
So who is R. Kelly like that? Is that who it is?
You know,
I know somebody can't read music. I thought it was R. Kelly.
no, I think R. Kelly can read music.
Let me fact check that. Sorry, y'all.
He's a legend. Can't read music. Ray Charles couldn't read music.
Yeah, Ray Charles couldn't read music.
Right. I thought it was Kells too, though.
Stevie Wonder couldn't read music. Obviously,
Would have never guessed that one. That was
no, it's
learn something new every day.
There's a lot of producers that can't read music.
a musical composer, Yo-Yo Ma, and then also Beethoven. They couldn't read music.
Straight up. Let me ask you this then: who's your your favorite song maker?
What do you mean?
As far as like crafting a song, I feel like 50 Cent was great at crafting a song. He's
He
not
was.
the greatest lyricist, but he can craft a song.
Yeah, he was.
So song crafters, who was one of your favorite song crafters?
I'd have to say Music Soul Child.
What about lyricists?
Right now,
Period. Just
or
whoever.
just period. Just one off the top of my head that I study. Luda. I consider him a lyricist. It's just people really didn't take him seriously because of the videos, the type of videos that he had with his music. But his albums were fire.
Yeah,
He
was
did
different.
not miss, period.
I think I
Nobody.
brought up Luda. I don't know what was, maybe Keith? Damo? We was talking about Luda. But yeah, he's super slept on.
Yeah, super.
And different. Like he was in a whole nother lane, didn't sound like nobody.
Nobody at all.
So, were you going for that? Like far as like when you rap to not sound like somebody? Because you don't. But I'm wondering because you pretty much like a gumbo of everything. You listen to everything, but you don't sound like anybody. But you can make a song, you can make a hook, you can make a beat. You don't put too many sounds in the beat.
No, I don't.
You, I feel like you don't put a bunch of extra words in it either. Like a lot of people don't realize when you're writing, cut one word out. You know what I'm saying? If you're forcing it somewhat.
Okay, okay. When I was in my healing stage, I studied battle rap heavy. Only because I wanted to see what type of literary devices that they have at their disposal, word association being the biggest one that I was drawn to. Because I was then able to use word association to condense a punch, if that makes sense.
Yeah, so it's not so drawn out.
It's not so drawn out, but almost every word that you hear is connected to the punch. So you ain't got a choice but to react. I'm one of those rappers where you have to rewind. You have to rewind because you might miss something. Almost everything that comes out of me is a double entendre. Almost everything. You might get 10 per 16. And that's on a good day. If I'm not one punching shit. Like for real.
That's kind of how I am. You wouldn't notice it. You like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and then you notice it later.
It's not. Yes, it's a natural thing because if you do it too much, it drown out what you're actually telling me.
Yeah.
Because one, I want to hear what you're saying, like for real. Like,
Yeah.
the lyrics, sad to say, you can rap some dope shit, and like 2-3 years from now, I'm not gonna care at all. So if it's not sticking, it's like like, if I do some rapidy rap shit, I would put it on Instagram. You know what I mean? Just to
Yeah.
get that attention right now. I'm not gonna throw that really on a project.
Facts.
Not me, not no more. Because I noticed Eminem, some of the dope, but we're not going back to that shit. You know, we go back to the stuff that's actually time. Well, I do. I can only speak for me, but I feel like it's the time of shit I can go back to.
I feel like as a student of the game still, because I feel like I could be better.
Yeah.
I'm only 35, bro. I still got time. Shit, Heather Dunn is 37, and he's killing shit right now. He with tech. It doesn't matter the age. Good music is good music. Straight up.
Within that,
Okay.
you was on the internet heavy. I'm the dopest. Y'all this, that, and the
Yeah,
third.
that was part of my healing journey too.
Do you look back at it like,
I look back a lot of the shit that I did, and I feel stupid for it.
don't feel stupid? You should feel good about it though.
I feel stupid for it because it wasn't. I knew that it was one of those things that I could have ignored, or I knew it was one of those things that I could handle a different way. But
What was the real issue though? Like, what was like? Why were you so pressed on like, you niggas can't rap with me?
that came from a place of resentment for the lyricists, for real. Because there's not just me. And there's you, there's Rob Ruckus, there's B-Way, there's a whole lot of them. Reach, hell, the Soul Servers, and I'm going back to my mentors because specifically they were the ones that instilled that almost like backpacker type of style that I have. Yeah, I'm kind of nerdy with it, but that's a lot of what I was exposed to. I'm not saying that I'm not somebody that's from the hood, because I am. I'm just not a hood nigga by attitude, because I don't feel like I need to be that. And I say that all the time in my music, even though you might hear a gun metaphor here and there or whatnot, but everybody that knows me knows. Yeah. Everybody that know me know it's just a metaphor. I'm not really shooting niggas. I wouldn't even want to.
With today's, what would you do differently now by trying to get that point across? What I will say about the lyricists, right? I feel like the lyricists worry about that too much and worry about nobody fooling with it for real, and don't get with the lyricists. So you get 4 or 5 backpackers and y'all kind of create like a, what was fucking Joe Budden in there?
Slaughterhouse.
Like a slaughterhouse or something, you know, and move in and move with the times right now, because everything is right now is internet. So you got to find a different way to conduct that, opposed of like, man, let me get at everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It don't, like, when I hear like, oh, can't nobody fuck with me, I'm not even going to listen to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that's not even the way to go now. It's so serious right now.
Yeah.
And everything's click, everything's internet, everybody taking personal. So it's hard to get that message across.
But to be honest, especially this year, I take it personal too. Bro, this is a 50th year of hip hop. And the only hip hop song, quote unquote, to chart was Doja Cat's, was one of Doja Cat's songs, and it still holds up. So, yeah, hip hop. We can all see where hip hop has been at an all-time decline.
Not really. Do you know what the decline is?
As far as quality lyrics, yes, definitely.
Because all the people that do lyrics, stop doing them and not putting nothing out because of what the times is right now. Man, we got to do it. You don't have to. You can still stick to the lyrics. You know what I mean? The lyricism, like, you can still stick to it and put it out. Joe quit. Mm-hmm. Rob was rapping for a minute, but he kind of stopped. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? He was posting every day, or at least every 2 or 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, it stopped, and people try to get with the times and change their music to get with what's going on now, instead of getting with some backpack. Hey, nigga, who care about lyrics? Let's do this.
Real talk, I feel like that's a cop-out for not being yourself. And
what is?
Like, I made a post the other day that said, I'd rather make timeless music than make hit records. My music, even though don't nobody know what it is, or the people that do know what it is, it'll still stand the test of time with the people that listen to it. I don't do this for fame. Hell, at this point, I rarely do it for respect. I do it because I love it. It's something that I can't stop doing.
You do it for respect, too. You wouldn't make a post if it wasn't for the respect.
I wouldn't. You're absolutely right. I'm not even going to do that. You're absolutely right. That honestly comes from ego. Everybody got one. Everybody got one. And it's not bad to have an ego, but where I was fucking up at was I was letting my ego cloud the bigger picture. That's what was going on with me. As far as that whole me being the best and me talking my shit initially, That's where all of that stemmed from.
And it sounds like did you have a goal? Like with this music, do you have a like a blue? Like I want to reach this. I want to, you know what I'm saying? Did you have any type of goal in music?
At first I didn't, and now things have changed because my son is rapping now. He's producing now. He's singing now. So now I have to figure out a different way to kind of steer, like not necessarily develop him because I want him to be his own artist, but more steer him in the direction that he needs to go as far as the business is concerned. That's what my wife is for. That's what she does. She's dope with the business shit. So, on top of the music, but we'll get that later. But she's amazing with it. So with him learning that and then him getting the business side too, which is something that I came in blind on.
Yep. Which is why you kind of can't take things super personal.
Right. So.
Because I was the same way for a minute. Like I'm repping, oh, nigga, my niggas is the hardest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
facts.
I was on that for a while, bro.
Yeah.
I was the worst one out the group. You know, so I'm playing my people music to everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I jumped into rap on accident, low key. So, which was a blessing too, because I was the worst at that, and they were great. So I can look up to them. My ego wasn't there. It was a tad bit, but it was correct. It stood corrected. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have to. I'm learning from everybody. I was Midnight, Trife, and Bam were the three people. Sarah, my little cousin Sarah, were the people I came up with. You know, so my homie Driz, and Trife had the lab. So I was a lot of the lab I didn't have to pay for, so I can work on stuff. Trife put me on this. I kind of got my own style of like beats. Trife has a whole nother style that he put me on. I hated it. Like the beats he put me on, I never liked them. Not knowing he's grooming me now to be able, I can rap on any beat now. He had that vision even back then though, like, bro, I put you on that, so you never know who's gonna hear you over here.
No, that's facts.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now, you know what I mean, everything's everything, so, and I think that's what you kind of, I think, I'm not gonna, was you in a group? Per se?
It wasn't a group. Yes, I was in a group. I'm tripping because this is one of the starts of who I became. It was me, my homie K-Ree, and YD Johnson, my homie Chris. We started a group called Vice Versa, and that was around my first time going to Big John, recording those 5 tracks, and we were all on them. We wasn't bad for who we were at the time. We kind of already had the formula, but perfecting it was the Achilles heel in well, not necessarily the Achilles heel. It was more honing the craft is what brought stagnation.
Yeah.
Because I wanted it to be perfect. And then I figured out quickly, you're not going to get perfect. You can only get better. And that's just life. So apply that to the music. You don't get perfect, you get better.
So where you at now mentally with I get music and everything though?
I'm in a way better place than I was, bro. Like for real. I'm in a way better place. Like I could, bro. Like I'm in a way better place, bro. Mentally, I don't feel like I have to prove anything to nobody. I feel like people know. So I ain't got to do that no more.
And sometimes worrying about that, you stunt yourself.
Yes, yes.
Like,
And
bro, you so dope. Just let you do that. You just put out the stuff. People gonna hear it if you put it out. You just
Yeah.
have to put it out.
my
Don't
problem
take
has
these
been
breaks.
consistency a lot.
I know life too though, but like as much as you say somebody can't fuck with me, big up some shit.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And get a crowd like that.
Yeah,
Luckily, I know what it was and we already kind of had ties, and I already respected your music. We was already supposed to pod. Little did you know.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So it's easier for me to work with people that's imperfect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I know the grind through it all, whether it be
Yeah.
the music or life as well, and how both of them tie hand in hand. You know, so
they do. They do in the most odd of ways. Cause like I said, working on the 1048 saga, that first album I dropped before I left mid range. So I took like a 5 to 6 year hiatus. I wasn't doing no music, especially after the whole split with them, and I just wasn't really doing music like that. I had shit stashed. I throw a couple of singles out there, but I didn't really have like fresh music like that. I was still writing. I just didn't want to go to the studio.
mid-range. Do you know where I got my entendre game from?
Oh,
The brain. So back when I started rapping,
yo! Shout out
I
to the
can
brain
rap.
because that guy
Oh.
is crazy.
yeah,
Yikes!
so I linked him up with Trife, and we all was cooking, but I was new to it. So while they were dope, I couldn't be as dope as I need to. Like right now, like if I who I am now, back then, it'd have been, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was still kind of cool back then.
Yeah.
Like my delivery was ass. The bars was just cool. I did. I would pick beats that's easy for me to rap to.
Yeah.
You know, oh boy, that'd be hard. But you ain't gonna say really nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? A verse or nothing like that. You will, but
Like
but
when
everybody respected that I was new too, though.
Yeah.
So, and they were cool with that. But man, just being around them humbled me to relax. But I was so on my team, like, bro, these niggas is
Yeah.
cold. So
Yeah.
instead of figuring out a different way, we look at everything as a competition for no reason.
I was the
Which is
same
why
way when I was.
We got Cali coming here. We got everybody coming here, and we breaking bread to them. And when it should be the opposite,
Yeah.
because we at each other's necks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So everybody else get paid while we at each other's necks. And
See-
that's with everything.
And see, I can understand friendly competition.
I can't no more.
I can.
It makes no money.
It makes no money, yes, but in the sport, in the tradition of hip hop, it low key it's a competition.
Now if we sharpening each other, cool.
That's what I mean. Like if it's friendly competition, if my sword is sharper than yours, your sword might break, but I know how to put it back together.
Yeah.
I can help you do that. It's not as like everybody. If we're sharpening swords,
I don't do well in competition.
I only don't do well in competition if I feel like I'm being disrespected. That happened one time. I talked about it on Fuckery. It happened one time, and my name was said, and I really felt bad because he really was a lower level MC. I did not want to like do him like that, but the rules apply. Don't say my fucking name.
Ain't no rules.
Like
Ain't no rules in competition for real. Like,
it's not no rules in competition, but there's still morality. Morality. If you're,
it's like battle
if
rap.
you're,
There's no. The unwritten rule is like there's no rules.
the unwritten rule, there is no rules. But at the same time, you're not. But at the same time, you're not just gonna disrespect me and think nothing is going to happen.
That's why I just don't play them games. Like I try not to be in competition, especially with somebody I love or somebody I actually respect, because it's easy.
This is how I negate that. There is a list of rappers that are here that I would never battle. I would never battle them. Only because we share the same cloth and I know what they're capable of, because there's areas where they excel at that I don't.
Well, maybe that'll push you though.
It does. It does. It pushes me a lot. It's pushed my pen to a whole different level, especially after 1048 is personal. Dude, I'm doing a whole fucking R&B album. I'm literally taking a break from rap a little bit so I can focus on an R&B album.
So do you blueprint Drake in that then? Or who do
In what?
you, as far as like doing an R&B album, because he can rap and do R&B equal. So who do you like get inspiration from doing that? Because I know you can go to some songs like, okay, let me see how he did this. Let me see how, you know what I'm saying?
You mean you mean like who I studied the most?
Or you studying now with this R&B album?
Music Soul Child. Music Soul Child is one of the main ingredients.
He's a singer. So are you a singer though?
I grew up in the church, Kojic. That's what we did in there. We sung.
So you looking to really make a R&B, like a
Yes.
real R&B album?
Yes. Yes.
So what is your weakness
As far as
within its like doing an R&B album?
ooh, that's a good question. I'd have to say my weakness in this one is the writing.
I was just about to say, because writing
But
R&B, all you need is 4 bars.
But
It's
here's the
different from
thing, though.
16.
But see, here's the thing. When I hear that, and with who I study, which is Music Soul Child, he's not really a neo soul singer like that. He's more hip hop soul. His first song, he was beatboxing in it. That's not a R&B trait at all.
You know somebody dope? I think you should too.
Who?
You probably do. T-Pain.
Oh, T-Pain cold. He was one of my blueprints too. T-Pain was one of my blueprints. Music Soul Child was one of my blueprints. Who else? A myriad of them. Donnell Jones was one of them. That boy cold. Who else was one of them?
I got Where I Wanna Be better than...
D'Angelo was one of them too.
I got Where I Wanna Be better than Confessions.
That's a hot take, bro.
And I'm willing to sit down with somebody.
That's a
and
hot
play
take,
the
bro.
songs.
That's a hot take, bro. And I can see where you're going with this, because that album was number one. There was no misses.
None.
You could literally click the album
None.
and just play it all the way through. Same thing with Confessions.
No, I don't think so. Only reason why
Okay.
is he got more of a mixture
Yes.
of stuff that, well, this could have really just not. But he went a different route with it too, though,
Yeah.
which is why I made Confessions what it was. But me, if I want R&B and it's raining, what?
But see,
Naked? Donnell Jones, easy. Pause.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy. But
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. Donnell Jones, perfect. On a late night with the wife. You know what I'm saying?
I was
Donnell
playing that with the
Jones.
fellas in the car. They used to be pissed. Pissed, bro.
I bet, bro.
With the window down.
I bet. Shit.
Snow and everything. Like,
Shit. When I had a car, if I wasn't playing my shit, I was either playing Jean-Luc Monroe, I was playing some rock, I was playing. Let's see. Particular artists, Tool. I was playing Lenny Kravitz in my car. I was playing different music in my car, and motherfuckers got mad at me and like, bro, what do you like? Do you listen to everything? I'm like, yeah. If you don't,
fool with,
like,
Tracy Chapman?
who?
Tracy Chapman. You don't? Okay, got you.
Not sure.
Give me one good reason. Tracy Chapman, check that out.
Give me one good reason, Tracy Chapman.
Is that the name of the song? If you type that in, that'll pop up. That's fire. You're gonna love it. I feel like you can kind of do something like that.
Okay.
I do have a question too.
Mhm.
When Scrubs come on, do you sing that song like word for word? I'm getting somewhere with this, but
I haven't watched an episode.
Scrubs, no TLC.
Oh, Scrubs.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, see, you wasn't specific.
I used to
What do you
call it
mean?
Specific. I used to say Pacific. When it comes on, right? Are you singing the song word for word?
No,
Really?
I'm not singing the song word for word only because I'm more listening to the beat than anything on that in
Interesting.
particular song.
What about the hook?
I like the hook.
Do you sing the hook?
No.
Okay. What's
I don't remember actually singing the hook.
You've never sung the Scrubs hook?
No.
TLC?
No, I don't ever remember
Oh,
actually
no Scrub-
singing it.
Scrub. So you wouldn't? Really?
Yeah.
Interesting. You say he's lying? Oh, okay.
I don't like I have no memory singing that in particular hook.
Oh, okay. What about
But there are some
what about
female.
Tamia? Into you.
There's a lot of female artists whose songs I will sing with my full fucking chest. Let's be real about it.
Do you change the boy to girl?
No, because mainly it's a lot of men writing songs. For
What I'm
them.
saying, so say Scrubs. Scrub is a guy that ain't get no love from me. Are you switching guy to girl?
Well, see, there's
Or
a.
would you just
But
sing
see-
the hook straight out?
But see,
The
there's a
remix.
remix to that song, and it's more like a fun rebuttal. I think it's like I don't want no pigeons or something like that.
Yeah.
I didn't sing that version either. So
The hook is playing, and you just so happen to sing the hook, or you switching the boy and girl.
no, because at that point either a man might have wrote it, because there were a lot of men
Scrub is a guy that
writing
ain't get no
female
love
songs.
from me. So is this
There's a
what
lot of niggas that wrote Aaliyah
I
songs.
get it. I'm just saying, like, if it's playing, or you,
That shouldn't matter, and I say that because
he's
I
right.
am-
That boy's a track star.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
You're not saying the boy part?
No.
Would you skip it, or like,
I don't know. Maybe I'd skip it.
what's another song that's like too?
I don't know. Maybe I'd skip it.
Keisha Cole.
What's
Which
wrong?
one?
Well, no, because she didn't specifically say gender. Oh,
But see, I'm a songwriter. I feel like that should not matter.
It don't, but I'm
Like,
just
you know what I'm
asking,
saying?
well,
Like-
switching it though.
You see,
So, is it Childish Gambino that did this?
that nigga cold.
That song, Tamia?
Yeah.
So, when he kept boy in it, when he sung it,
He was probably paying respect to the song. He's a writer
he
too.
was just singing. I'm just saying it'll be weird. Like me, I would have changed it. Like, it's just me because I'm fucking immature. So, I changed that shit. Like, nigga, what? No. But
Hell no.
nah, for real. So, that's what I was just wondering. Like, do you sing it with your chest? Like, even anyway, yeah, we'll get back to that. We got to do a reaction vid one of these days to them songs. Okay, I got one more question. If you can remember, who has the best spelled out verse? Usher. They call me USHER. You know what I'm saying? You got Twister. I think Twister did it too. He spelled out some shit. What's the most memorable spell out? That you can
That's a
think
good
of?
question. I forgot which song it was, but I know it was Tech because he just does crazy shit just be
Better
fucking
than the
cuz.
Usher joint?
Huh?
Better than the Usher joint? That's a classic spell out right there.
It's a classic spell out. It's a classic spell out, but I've always looked at music in a skill set type of manner. So versus how Usher did it, which is classic, versus how Tech Nine did it, I would choose Tech Nine because he
are
did it
real
in a
rapper.
different way.
Well, this nigga is the rapper.
I would choose Tech Nine because he did it in a different way.
You probably got some crates at the house, don't you?
Bro, my phone is loaded.
Um,
My phone is loaded, bro.
couple more questions before we go. What we got, about 5? 7. All right, I got you. Transparent. What would you say to this, man? You at home, you on the porch. You got a cool little drink. Your eyes is open. Out of the blue, Pops appears, Jesus appears. Pops like, man, it's gonna be all right, man. I'll see you here. When you get there, you know what I mean? I'll see you in a minute. Just everything's gonna be all right. And then they vanish. What would that do for your life? Just Pops would be like, bro, everything's gonna be all right. I'm all right. I'm good. And you're gonna be up here too.
Man,
So all the depression, all that, fuck all that, get that out of here.
man.
You gonna be up here. And you
If he was just to pop up, bro, I'd probably lose my shit, but I get it right back together. And I'd apologize for real.
So you ain't gonna have no time to do it. He just pops up, him and Jesus. So now you do know it's a Jesus.
Yeah,
You gonna be all right. I'm all right. I'll see you when you get up here with me.
yeah. I wouldn't have time to.
So like a sense of relief, and then he just pulled and took
Yeah.
off.
Like
And
just
you like, what the
like
fuck?
just
Did that just happen?
like if I wasn't even able to actually apologize to him, I'd know that he's walking with me.
That's what I'm saying. How would that change your life? After
It
that.
would change it a lot. It would change it a lot, and honestly, I think I'm starting to feel the change a lot more because I'm starting to like fall into more of what he taught me, or let's be real, more of what I tried to ignore. So I really, nowadays, if he just popped up, I just tell him if I had the time, how grateful I am for how he raised me. I'm a good father. I'm a good husband. Honestly, this is the most work I've done on myself in a long time. Like, there was a time where it was just dark for me, bro. Mentally, I could not get past myself. I feel like now I'm really past a lot of all of that, what I went through with all the music shit and just life in general. So I'm really in a good place right now.
All right. You got a minute and a half, 2 minutes, right? You won't be able to see your son again, right? And in 2 minutes, you can leave words for him to get through life or any motivation or any whatever. What would you tell him?
Use your head. Use your head. Think. Don't overthink it. Trust your gut. Think with your brain. Feel with your heart. If they don't coincide with each other, don't even risk it. If it don't feel good for you, if you think it doesn't look good for you, don't do it.
I'm about to send you something to your phone.
Not the roses.
Flowers. Giving you your flowers, man. Appreciate
I
you.
appreciate it, man.
You know what I'm saying? You the nigga, man. Don't ever forget it. Don't ever get it fucked up, man. Part two. Coming soon. We gotta do a part two. We
Oh,
need to
yeah.
scratch the surface, man.
You got to
Appreciate
do a
it.
part 2, 100%.
Any advice you can give me?
Stay on their necks, bro. Well, no matter what it is you're gonna do, straight up, just stay on their necks. Where I have a problem at is consistency, and I see you don't have a problem with that in anything that you do.
Yeah.
Keep it that.
My dog. Appreciate it.
Keep it that, straight up, because honestly, it's what I'm learning too. Consistency, and you're a very huge example of that. So I really do appreciate you fucking with me consistently, for real. Because it really helps out when it's those times where I need to call and you pick up and we get to rapping about what's going on and everything like that, start formulating the strategies and shit. It helps out. It helps out a lot.
Appreciate it.